What's up, everybody? It's your man's KJ the Great dropping the last edition of 2022 for All Sports Media. But first, I want to say, I hope and pray everything is great your way. Now, let's get to it. So, 2022 was an exciting year, a really great year for boxing all around, both men and women's boxing. So today, I am bringing you my top five fighters, my top five fights, my top five female fighters, my top female fights, and a few of the top KOs of the year. So first, we're gonna start with the top female fighters of the year. Pound for pound, number one, baddest woman. We're gonna start with number five. We'll go from 5 to 1. So number five, we're gonna start with Natasha Jonas. She fought 3 times this year. She beat Patricia Burgard, Chris Namus, and Marie-Eve Decour, and she gained titles. This is at the 154 division. She gained titles in each fight. She beat Patricia Burgard by unanimous decision, Chris Namus by TKO, Marie-Eve Decour by unanimous decision, and she has 3 of the 154 belts. 2023 looks to be an exciting year for Natasha Jonas as she wants to go for undisputed. She's also called out Claressa Shields a couple of times. Claressa Shields, she did say that she wanted to fight before the end of this year, but she also wanted to fight in early January. So we don't know how that's going to look for Claressa Shields, if she's going to go back down to 154 or she's going to stay at 160 and defend her titles. But Natasha Jonas, you are the number 5 female fighter of the year. Number 4 is Alicia the Bomb Baumgardner. She beat Edith Mathies to retain her titles by unanimous decision. Then she went into a really great fight with Michaela Mayer that she won by split decision. She won the WBO and IBF type and ring featherweight titles. And although Michaela Mayer was wanting to do a rematch, Alicia Baumgardner had already said she wants to go for undisputed, and that fight has just been made. I'll do another video later starting next year that'll update on that fight. It's going to be an amazing fight card for that fight. My number 3 female fighter of the year, Amanda the Real Deal Serrano. She headlined Madison Square Garden, people. Madison Square Garden. Can you believe that? Although she lost in that fight to Katie Taylor by split decision, she then went on to beat Sarah Mumford to gain the IBF and ring featherweight titles. And she's now looking to go for undisputed in the featherweight division. So 2023 for her as well looks to be an exciting year. So Amanda the Real Deal Serrano, you are my number 3 fighter of the year. Number 2, Katie Taylor, Pride of Ireland, 22-0, no losses, no draws, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. She, like I said, she headlined Madison Square Garden with beating Amanda Serrano via split decision. Hell of a fight. I think it should be fight of the year. She then went on to beat Karen Karabajal both times. She won both of those fights. She retained her undisputed titles at lightweight. What's next for her, whether she moves up or down, that's left to be seen. There hasn't been much said on that yet, but congratulations, Katie Taylor, coming in at number 2. Number 1, pound for pound, the baddest woman throwing down on the planet, none other than the GOAT, Claressa T-Rex Shields, who is 13 wins, no losses, no draws, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Earlier this year, she went across the pond. She beat Emma Kozin, who I believe was 24-0. She beat her by unanimous decision and immediately called out longtime amateur rival Savannah Marshall, letting her know that she was ready and she was going to come back across the pond to fight. And that's what she did. She came October 15th. She went back across the pond in a match that headlined the O2 Arena, beat Savannah Marshall by unanimous decision to become undisputed at 160 for the second time. That's crazy. 2 times undisputed in the same division. Claressa Shields stated that she did want to fight here in December, but no fight was made. She did also say she wanted to, if it wasn't December, it should be January of 2023. So let's see how that plays out. Congratulations, Claressa Shields. You are pound for pound the #1 fighter in the world. Can't wait to see what 2023 has in store for you. And that going back to MMA later on in 2023 as well. Y'all make sure y'all pay attention and follow Claressa Shields real close because she is #1. She is the best female fighter. The GWOAT. All right. So now moving on, we're going to rank the top 3 female fights of the year. Now, pretty much you should already know what they are, but I'm going to go from #3 to #1. #1 is the co-main of October 15th at the O2 Arena between Alicia the Bomb Gardner and Michaela Mayer. I mean, this fight was nip and tuck. A lot of the rounds could have went either way. These ladies, they were working their jabs, they were moving, they were throwing hands, man. It was a crazy, crazy fight. I had it really close. I feel like, the fight could have been a draw, and maybe they could have got a rematch out of the deal. I don't know. Maybe they'll rematch down the line at some point. We don't know. That's left to be seen. But congratulations to Michaela Mayer and Alicia Baumgartner. That you guys put on the #3 best female fight of the year. #2 is Claressa T-Rex Shields versus Savannah Marshall, the Silent Assassin. I know people are like, man, they probably should be #1. But in my opinion, this was a hard one. It could have been the #3 fight because this fight with Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall was really, in my opinion, one-sided because this fight saw Claressa Shields tremendously outclass Savannah Marshall. She won the first 5 rounds easy, and then it was Savannah Marshall, Claressa Shields, Savannah Marshall, then Claressa Shields, Claressa Shields. Like, you really can't call for a rematch when you get outclassed in that fashion. So congratulations, Claressa Shields, Savannah Marshall. You two are my #2 fight of the year. #1 fight of the year is the headline of Madison Square Garden between Katie Taylor and Amanda the Real Deal Serrano. One side you have Eddie Hearn and DAZN. The other side you have Jake Paul, MVP Promotions. This is the first female fight that saw both fighters leave with a purse of $1 million for females. And when I tell you, this was one of the best fights I've seen in a long time, male or female. They stood toe to toe at times. They were trading. One would have the other on the back foot at times. This was a master showing of boxing. I really, really hope that at some point these two fighters can have a rematch. I personally would have called this probably a draw at best. Although it saw Katie Taylor get the split decision win, this was a crazy, crazy fight. The last 10 seconds of this fight made this fight even that much bigger. When you hear that sound for 10 seconds left, they just started throwing. Both of them were cut. They were throwing and just digging deep. It was amazing. So go back and watch that fight. Let me know what you guys think about that fight. Congratulations, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. You two made the biggest fight for female boxing of the year. Now, we're going to move on to the top 5 male fighters of the year. Well, first, I'm going to do my top 5 KOs of the year. And I'm going to give you guys from 5 to 1, and I'm going to do some honorable mentions. First honorable mention is Terrence Crawford's KO over David Aponesian in the 6th round. Pretty much we expected that to happen, but, I'll give it an honorable mention. The next honorable mention was a crazy back and forth fight. It was a tough fight. It was Joe Joyce versus Joseph Parker. That saw Joe Joyce get a knockout. That left hook put Joseph Parker down. And his 2023 looks really, really bright as well. He's a heavyweight contender. He's right there on the cusp of getting a title shot. So we have to see how things play out for him. Congratulations, you guys. Next is the Gypsy King Tyson Fury versus Dillian White with the 6th-round KO. He called Dillian White coming in with the uppercut. He blinded him with the jab and just brought that uppercut right up into there. And that's pretty much how Dillian White always gets knocked out. He got knocked out that way by Alexander Povetkin. He got knocked out that way by Anthony Joshua. You got to work something different in there. So they're honorable mentions. Number 5 knockout of the year is Naoya Inoue, 2nd-round KO of Nonito Donaire in their rematch. He knocked him out pretty quick. I was trying to watch the fight. I remember I was running to the bathroom real quick. By the time I came back, the fight was over. I was like, hey, what the heck happened? And that was a pretty good knockout, man. Naoya Inoue, he's looking to move up to 122 pounds. So 2023 is going to be real exciting for him. The number 4 knockout of the year, Gervonta Tank Davis, 3-division world champion who simultaneously held the WBA title at 130, 135, and 140. He got a 6th-round KO over Rolando Romero. This fight came, on the heels of Rolly trying to spar with Tank Davis, saying that Tank never showed up, all sorts of things like that. And they finally made the fight, and it was a hell of a buildup. Rolly can sell a fight, I'll give him that, but he has to get back in the gym and learn some things. So congratulations on that one. 3rd KO of the year goes to Jermell Hitman Charlo, Lions Only, his 10th-round KO of Brian Castano. The reason I put this one as my 3rd best KO of the year was because it was an undisputed fight, and it was a really, really great fight up until that point. And this is the rematch as well because they had a draw in their first fight. Their first fight, they were back and forward. The first 6 rounds, you could have gave it to Castano. The last 6 rounds, you can give that to Jermell. However you want to call it, however you want to see it, that's, your choice. That's how I seen it as well. Second fight, saw them both. They were coming out and they were getting after each other. They both had really great moments. Jermell Charlo, he ended up catching Brian Castano in the 10th round with a left hook. And it was kind of like he caught him and then he went down a little slow. But hey, it happens. Then he got up and he finished the job. So congratulations, undisputed champion. We know you're hurt, but get back as quick as you can. Number 2 knockout of the year goes to none other than Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. He got a 1st-round KO over the Nordic Nightmare Robert Helenius in his comeback fight in the 1st round. And this was a title eliminator as well for the WBC. And this is pretty interesting because right after this fight, they were in talks with Oleksandr Usyk about Wilder fighting him, but that never came to fruition. He wanted to go for undisputed with Fury. So the WBC ordered Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder for sometime in the spring. That sets up a really, really interesting fight. I'll do another video on that once we get the date. Don't worry, people. I got you. Number 1 KO of the year goes to none other than former super middleweight IBF champion, Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. He got a 9th-round KO over Anthony the Dog Durrell. Nowhere in the world did anybody expect that to come out. But Caleb Plant, they brought somebody into his training camp. He's been changing up the cadences on how he throws his punches and sitting down on those punches a little bit better. Man, that was a heck of a knockout. One to the body, then one upstairs, and it was immediately over. Everybody saw Caleb Plant, burying the dirt like that and everything. That was exciting, So congratulations, Caleb Plant, man. I can't wait to see you. They do have a fight deal set up with him and David Benavidez. So that's left to be seen. Once we get the full date on that, I'll bring you guys, my predictions and all the other details once I get them behind the scenes. So Now we are moving on to our top 5 male fighters of the year. Here are your honorable mentions. Bear with me, people. Honorable mention number 1 is Alexander Usyk, who has 20 wins, no losses, no draws, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. In his first fight with Anthony Joshua, he beat him unanimously. And second fight this year, he got a split decision. My opinion, it could have been a unanimous decision. I don't know where the split came from. Glenn Feldman, you need to stop doing this stuff. So he retained his unified WBA, IBF, WBO titles, and he also picked up the Ring Magazine title. So 2023 is going to be an eventful year for him. Let's just see how things go. Number 2 honorable mention is Terrence Bud Crawford, who's now 39 wins, no losses, no draws, with 30 wins coming by way of knockout. He got that last knockout, as I said before, over David Avanesian. He was inactive, so that's why he was inactive, for almost over a year. So that's why I put him as my honorable mention. But here's my next honorable mention: title contender on his way, none other than Jared Big Baby Anderson. 13 wins, no losses, no draws. 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Look for Jared Anderson to have an explosive year this year, because he is ready. He is primed and ready. I say he needs maybe about 3 more fights, maybe 5, and he's going to be right there ready for a title shot. I believe right now he just needs to pick up a few things, just learn a few things, and he's going to be ready to start getting in there, and mixing it up with the big dogs in the division. So those are my honorable mentions. Now we're going to start at number 5. Number 5 fighter of the world, fighter of 2022 is Errol the Truth Spence Jr. He's coming off of a 14-month layoff with the detached torn retina that he had that saw him have to pull out of the fight with Manny Pacquiao. Came back this year, April, beat Udanis Ugas and beat him by a 10th round stoppage. He broke his ribs, broke his nose, broke his orbital bone. I mean, the man was in there throwing. His work rate was high. He looked good. He looked fresh. You had people saying, in Terrence Crawford's team that, he looks like he's on something. This is too much of a machine. No, he's just putting in that work. So congratulations, Errol Spence. Number 4, fighter of 2022, Naoya Inoue. Earlier this year, we seen him, as I said before, he beat Nonito Donaire by 2nd round KO. Then he came after that, went for undisputed. He beat Paul Butler, 11th round KO. And although Paul Butler didn't look like he came to fight, Nonito Donaire didn't give him no slack. He went in there and he got it done. Now he's looking to move up to 122. And although I have him at number 4 on this list, pound for pound wise, he may be number 1, number 2, however you want to see it. So congratulations. Number 3, Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Earlier this year, he got a 6th round KO of Dillian White at the Wembley Stadium, like 90-something thousand people sold out. Then he had a trilogy fight with Derek Chisora, however you want to call it. One-sided fight, 10th round stoppage. But, I give him that. He defended his titles. He's looking forward to going into an undisputed match with the Rabbit, as he calls him, Alexander Usyk. So let's see how 2023 plays out for Tyson Fury and the rest of the heavyweight division. Number 2 on this list, number 2, none other than Dimitri Bivol. He took on and beat Saul Canelo Alvarez earlier this year, tremendously outboxed and outclassed him in every which way you can think of, and it was not even close. Outboxed him. Then he went on and he beat Zurdo Ramirez by unanimous decision as well. And you can see Dimitri Bivol, his confidence is through the roof. He is feeling it. He is ready to take on Artur Beterbiev for undisputed. I mean, he outboxed Canelo like it was crazy. You hadn't seen Canelo get outboxed that bad since he fought Mayweather. And when he fought Zurdo Ramirez, I mean, he had Zurdo hurt a few times and outboxed him. The one thing I feel like Dimitri Bivol could add to his game is sitting down on his punches just a little bit, going for knockouts just a little bit better. But all around, I think Buddy is pound for pound in the top 8 in the world. So congratulations, Dimitri Bivol. Can't wait to see what you do in 2023. Number 1 on this list, top male fighters in the world, is none other than Devin the Dream Haney. Undefeated, 29-0, went to Australia to take on George Kambosos for undisputed. Got a unanimous decision in the first fight. They had a deal in place where he had to come back and defend those titles against George Kambosos, and he did just that. Unanimous decision. The second fight, you could argue that the second fight was one of the top fights of the year for the males. I mean, they were throwing. They both were cut up. They were fighting. I really can't wait to see what 2023 brings for Devin Haney. As of right now, Bob Arum has it in his mind. He's going to set up Devin Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko. I believe he's going to stop Lomachenko maybe 10 rounds. Lomachenko did not look good coming off of a layoff due to, the unfortunate events that's going on with Ukraine and Russia. I believe he lost the fight to Jermaine Ortiz, but he got the nod to set up this fight with Devin Haney. Devin Haney, in my opinion, he's already talking about it's hard to make 135. So maybe 1 or 2 fights left at 135. Then he's moving up to 140. So that's all I got for you guys. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram at All Sports Media TV. Follow me on my other Instagram at KJTheGreat09. This will be the last video of the year. I'll have another video early in January 2023. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you get all the new notifications. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Happy holidays, people. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. If you were traveling for the new year, travel to and from safe. Love you guys. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got. Peace.